Nobody won it. Okay.
World Book
World Book Day. When last did you read a good book? I'm not talking your Quran or your Bible. That's not what you are talking about here. Those are good books. Don't get me wrong. But then, now that you are at home, read a good book. Upgrade yourself, improve on yourself, read a book.
The truth is that most people that read books, they'll be fixated on their phones, on the internet. Well, as good as the internet is, as good as the mobile phone is, that's one of the things it has caused. That's one of the, well, I would say, disadvantages. People have stopped reading.
So unfortunate.
Even the information you tend to go to libraries to get from books, well, you have Google, you have all these so many sources where at the click of a button you can get information as easily as
definitely. Well, the advantage of technology is that you can even leverage it to actually read a book. Kindle, the online books that you can read, PDF format. For some people, it even comes easier. They find it easier to read on, a screen, maybe tab, system, and all that. But whatever you do, read a book. There are even audio books. Most of the popular books, the bestsellers, have been turned to audio books. You can actually listen to them. For some people. People like me, I prefer to listen to something and even sit down to read. Okay, so you can actually get these things, and it will really, really help.
And for me, there is nothing like actually reading a book. I mean, aside what the internet would have to offer, the way a book actually draws you into whatever information you are seeking, into whatever you are reading. I mean, a book it feels like more like a companion, unlike the internet, where you are also conscious of the fact that you are sharing this facility with so many other people all over the world. The book kind of draws you personally into the reverie of whatever.
Plus, your book can go with you anywhere. I mean, there are times you just want to do away with the phone or any technological whatever. You can always have a book. Your book won't complain. Your book won't ring. There's no alarm on your book, and all that. And you can always take notes. Of course, some people argue that you can also do this on your tech, and all that. But it's always still good to have a book. So I want to ask the average listener: do you have a library? Do you keep books? Do you, it's one of the best collections. My wife will always tell me that your most prized possession, your books. I mean, you don't joke with me about those things. It really helps. Okay, so. 23rd of April 2020, World Book Day. Once again, you are welcome. I have a copy of the Nation newspaper right here.
Now I have a copy of the Nigerian Tribune.
Straight to the headlines. El-Rufai relieves battle against virus. Governor discharged. Congratulations, Malam Nasir El-Rufai of Kaduna State, Executive Governor. He too has tested negative. Come and seek different congratulations. I said, I thought all your people can congratulate too. Kaduna people are wonderful. I mean, so congratulations, Mr. Governor. Nasir El-Rufai has been discharged yesterday. Details of that on page 25 of the Nation newspaper.
And the pictures of the man yesterday, you could see the happiness.
I'm telling you.
On his face. What this one says, after 4 weeks, El-Rufai recovers from coronavirus. And this doesn't sound too good. COVID-19 spreading like wildfire. Official tax force states. Nigeria records 91 new cases. Total now 873.
It's a serious matter. I think I just recorded 1 2 yesterday. And we'll get to that because there's a statement from Mr. Governor about that particular new confirmed case. Outrage as governor bars reporters from government house. Okay, so how many governor now? I know of one from the southeast, or is it south now? Okay, seems there are more than one. Outrage is governor. Okay, governor now, not governors. Just so it's still one governor. Governor bars reporters from government house. Details on page 5. You want to know which governor, which state? Page 5 of the Nation newspaper.
Banner headline of the Nigerian Tribune this morning: governors adopt 2 weeks interstate lockdown, call for decentralization of COVID-19 response. Now, federal government states local government share 780 billion naira for March may get zero allocation for June.
Wow.
Trouble is coming.
Hey, Father, help. We need help there. You hear zero allocation.
Zero allocation.
Zero is zero. There's nothing, no number before, no number after. Brace for impact.
And yes, I like those words used, brace for impact.
That's it.
Just how much is the Nigerian government doing to prepare the minds of the Nigerian people for what is coming? Even aside the physical effects, the direct effect, the direct impacts, what's being done to actually prepare people's minds that tighten your belt, hard times are coming? We all seem so much fixated on this COVID-19 and the effects, especially on the economy, seem to be lost on most people.
You know, it's unfortunate. A lot of people, I mean, at the time I had to just step down my talking about it, because some people have branded me a prophet of doom. I'm always talking about post-COVID-19 economy. I mean, my friends, sit down, let's still fight this virus. I say, hey, you are fighting the virus. Are you preparing for what is coming? Be prepared. Now, stylishly, you are being told that we should prepare for zero allocation. That's not funny, sir. Governors okay in the state lockdown for 2 weeks. Extension of stay at home will lead to youth restiveness, says Ayade. 91 new cases push tally to 873. Wow. Okay. Details of that right there on the front page and page 2 of the Nation newspaper.
Now, a lot of people didn't like our position on ASU yesterday. We were as neutral as we could be, but we didn't like our position. And what we now see this headline coming front page 31 of the Tribune this morning, and it says ASU rejects submission of BVN as condition for payment of withheld salaries.
Okay.
And the story I saw yesterday also actually stated that the national president of ASU, Professor Oguyemi, actually said that they are not going to call off the strike, even if their withheld salaries are paid, and that the strike is not just about IPPIS alone. So he said the strike continues even if they get paid. So I don't know.
Wait for Mrs. Adela. Maybe she will do the analysis of ASU versus federal government today for us. We hope she, gets through, and all that. But okay, if you are hearing, wherever you are, you can also drop a comment on Facebook ahead of that. I know a lot of people also have counter, opinions about that. It's not our job to decide for you. Okay, so let's have your opinion. We'll do very well to hear it, as long as it is not insulting or derogatory. That's why we're here, to help you make sense of the news. Oil price drops below $10 as demand dips. ASU rejects BVN condition for salary payment. That story you just took. But then this oil price thing drops below $10. Demand still dipping. So those are two different factors there. Nobody's buying. Demand is dipping, then the price is dropping. Below $10 is not good news. But then, of course, we'll see what the federal government is doing about it. I'm very sure there are some plans in the offing, and I think if state governments don't have a plan before, they had better start having it now.
And I'm talking about, again, coming to the direct impact of these on the Nigerian economy. Well, there was a recession, was it 2016? And
yes.
I believe since then we've had enough time to actually see what was actually wrong with our economy, with our sense of planning, with our sense of direction as a nation regarding our economy. And I find it difficult to just imagine that since then we've not really been able to put anything on the ground, because then take it that we didn't see the 2016 recession coming, but we ought to have learned some lessons. We ought to have been able to pick from the pieces and put certain things together that should this thing happen again, we would be ready. We talk about agriculture, diversification, alternative to oil economy, and so far nothing is on ground, and we seem to be heading for don't let me, I don't want to be pessimistic. I don't want to use the word heading for the rocks.
Okay, all right. But I think the question is, do we learn? Do we really learn? In this part of the world, do we ever learn from our mistakes? You would have expected after that 2016 recession that federal, state governments across the board would have started diversifying for real. Not by mouth, okay? For real. By now we would have something to fall back on. By now, if we had actually really, in truth, diversified. Unfortunately, it was just lip service. Of course, projects here and there, but there was really no major diversification that we can point to. That now we are focusing on tourism to give us some good money, or now we're focusing, on education. For example, I told people, I said, do you know how much the US and UK make from just education? Educating different people from different parts of the world. It will surprise you how much Ghana made out of Nigerians in the last 1-2 years, from Nigerians going there to seek quality education. So if we had just decided to focus on one particular economy, I can assure you we would have some money to spend right now. But of course, do we learn? I think that's our question here now. Do we?
And I honestly believe that a fallout of the 2016 recession ought to have been at least an elaborate plan that would last Nigeria at least over the next 100 years.
Normally you'd have, normally
a projection
in a sane environment that should be it. I don't see the US panicking. Of course, somebody says US. I don't even see South Africa panicking now. They funny enough, they have entered recession like last quarter of last year, and they started putting things in place. So but then of course we are here in it already. The most important thing is, can we begin to brace for impact? This is happening. That's it. It's not going to happen. It's happening already. Now that somebody telling us zero allocation, and oil is not even selling. It's not selling. So let's just see what we can do as a nation, as states, organizations. How can you mitigate the coming effect of the post-COVID-19 economy? That's one major issue that people should be talking about right now. Movement of coronavirus patients banned. Cases rising because of door-to-door testing. Oh, really? Movement of coronavirus patients banned. I thought some people are saying this is what people should be doing now. Be going around, I'll be testing them.
Well, I guess we'll see in the course of the program. We'll see how.
Details of that on page 8 of the Nation newspaper, right there.
Northern governors to repatriate Almanjiris to states of origin. And that's on page 26 of the Nigerian Tribune.
When that headline broke yesterday, somebody commented, that man is not nice. And I'm talking of a highly placed someone who had worked at the federal level, in fact at the presidency. Let me not mention names. He said, well, you can repatriate them, but make sure you give them back their votes that they gave you during the election. You didn't get that joke.
The one thing that came up in my mind is that quite a selected few of the northern elite have been raising these issues about the Almanjiri system. The deposed emir of Kano, Sanusi, and I guess
he made a lot of enemies with that comment.
One of the underlying reasons why he was removed. One of the supposed reasons why he was removed anyway. But now it has taken COVID-19 for the northern governors to start realizing that something has to be done about the Almanjiri system. They were actually talking about ending the Almanjiri system, actually addressing these issues and making sure that they get these children off the streets. They refer to them as children, getting them off the streets. Now, you begin to wonder again at the Nigerian social system in that particular part of the country, that how come that's taking COVID-19 for them to realize there is a problem with the Almanjiri.
Clearly they didn't consider it a problem until now. That's the truth. And I can assure you, if elections were to happen next month, they probably would not have taken the decision. And that's why that person said, okay, no problem, send them back, but the votes that they gave you give them back.
Which is subtracted from
now. Exactly. Now you are saying they are no longer indigenous. I'm not in any way supporting Almanjiri as the case may be here, but then I think these people should be taken care of. I remember how Babatunde Raji Fashola went under fire for deporting some people from Lagos then. No, they are Nigerians. Are these people too not Nigerians? So it has reached that level. Now you don't know them again.
So
they go deny you. They don't know you again. No.
They have to decide.
All right. Now governors have decided to deport should I use that word? Okay, which word did they use there so that I will not be guilty of?
So they said repatriate.
Repatriate. You know, we are very good with words. Inside Nigeria, you will repatriate inside Nigeria. But then we pray it works because I'm actually personally concerned. I mean, being serious right here, I'm very concerned, you know, for those boys. And of course, they are usually boys. We are these girls. They have married off the girls. I'm very, very concerned. Anytime I see those pictures, I'm always concerned. This is the future. Whether we like it or not, this is the future. If you fail to train these guys, they are the miscreants of tomorrow. Of course, they are that's it. They are martyrs of 10 years ago, are the Boko Harams, the bandits, you know, of today. We need to do something about it. So I hope they are not just repatriating them. Something needs to be done. For God's sake, can we just use those Almajiri schools that they built? I mean, why not repatriate them to that place and start feeding them there? It's possible, okay? I think that is possible. But then we look at that story in due course. Let me just take a couple of stories right here together. Stories inside the Nation newspaper. Ekiti records first death. Adamawa State gets index case. Kano Test Center reopens. Oh, thank God. Or your tax force, UCH in partnership, Kano to relax lockdown for shopping. Edo extends market sensitization. Kaduna makes face mask a must. Chinese medics to be tested. 3 Ogun cases at Togo returnees. Bono records second death. We're due for a commercial break. And we'll go on the break. When we're back, conversation with Dayo Antola continues. Don't go anywhere.
Mama, brother, sister, coronavirus will be COVID-19. Make we not use and play because if it keep person coronavirus na very bad disease wey fit spread from one person go reach another one if we not dey careful. But what do we fit do to avoid them? Make sure say you dey wash your hand well with soap and water from tap for 20 seconds. Make you dey use hand sanitizer wey dem use alcohol make to take and rub your hand well. Make you make sure say you not dey touch your face or any person face or even hold anybody self. Always give people 1 meter or 3 feet gap. If you see say person they cough or sneeze, make you take off from the person. But anytime you want cough or sneeze, make sure say you do them inside your elbow where you fold. If you can't like say you get fever, sore throat plus cough, and you can't sneeze join, make you lock yourself inside house and care make you call 0800-9700-0010 and person go attend to you sharp. This message now from Coalition Against COVID-19, CACOVID.
All right, you're welcome back. It's the conversation with Dayo Antola coming to you live from the stables of Oluyole 98.5 FM. Before we go on that break, we'll give you the headlines. Now, we'll take some more headlines, of course, especially from the sports angle, some economic topics, and of course, give you a bit of some analysis before we open the phone lines. I can see comments already streaming in on the Facebook. See supporters of us here. I can see comments here. Comrades are already talking. Okay, all right. Keep them coming. Keep them coming. Of course, our Twitter handle is also there. Please make sure you drop your comments. A couple more headlines. Tinubu Obi Mon Anumudu. Details on page 28 right there. NDDC now, not NCDC. NDDC's forensic audit at critical stage. Details, that's Niger Delta Development Commission's forensic audit at critical stage. Details on page 8 of the Nation newspaper.
And now still talking economic front page, Nigerian Tribune. Nigeria recorded crude oil gas sale of $434 in January, says NPC. Now Brent crude oil price is 21-year low at $16 per barrel. And a thumbs up coming from Oyo State or your COVID-19 approach holistic, long-sighted, says Alunge. says it's mischief for NMA to claim non-involvement. Government releases phone number service code for screening. All that on page 4 of the Nigerian Tribune.
And I was watching the reports of Dr. Ikwazu's visit on the national TV yesterday, not NTA. Okay, so it's not a government-owned station I'm talking about. And I mean, I think his comments were nice, but what caught my attention was the fact that he visited the particular center. I think that's the Olodo center. And I said, this center is not even for your state. That Nigeria will come. I think I need to visit that center too. I need to know what actually is there. If that man with his exposure is saying that Nigeria needs to benefit from what is there, something must be going on in that particular place and all that. And that's some thumbs up for the government of your state. You know, so some really thumbs up. He was even suggesting that they should start using the place, bring patients. I said, we are not playing that. We should have patients. What's this man saying? Start bringing them there, you know, to test the facilities and all that.
But of course, definitely we will at least want people of your state to while we are not praying for COVID-19 to actually spread in your state, but so at least we
should test the place. After COVID-19, it will be open. I mean, I'm pretty sure they will now begin to use it as a regular hospital. It's a very good one. The comments were well, and of course, he made known his point too that you see there are some things they need to work on, which I mean is very welcome. I think that was a very nice visit right there. WHO and NCDC visiting Nigeria. All right, I think we'll go to the sports angle and the Nation newspaper. WHO, UEFA, trade words over football's return. You see a picture of the WHO president there, Adianon, and the UEFA president trading words. I think football wants to resume, Abi. We also have Ndidi, 6 self-improvement with Foxes. All the sports stories are on page 30 of the Nation newspaper right there. Spotlight, COVID-19, Nigeria pitcher words, founder rally support for victims. And we have Ochio Glover, worry over sports after COVID-19. No Lagos International Badminton Classics. Oh yeah, coronavirus has chased it away. Federer wants tennis bodies merged. And of course, Yakubu Ayegbeni unfazed with trophyless stint in England. That's a retired international striker. Says he does not regret his failure to win a title in England. And finally, we have Serena. Meeting Mandela was one of my best moments. Oh, Serena Williams, you know, she said meeting Mandela, Nelson Mandela, late Nelson Mandela, was one of our best moments. All right, we'll go straight to some major stories. You have a particular story?
Okay, now we must not miss this. Ramadan, look out for new moon from today. Sultan directs Muslims.
Nice one. And fast is almost here.
And it will also be an opportunity to pray for this country and to also pray for the world, especially at this critical time. COVID-19 will go.
Yes,
and I'm very sure the Muslim faithful are, in fact, every Nigerian we're all gearing up. Everyone is gearing up to actually, intensify prayers, especially during this holy month. And I believe God will hear us. God will listen to Nigeria. God will listen to the cries of the world, and at least lay his hands on the world and make sure that this COVID-19 actually goes away.
All right, so let's take a couple of stories. Governors okay interstate lockdown for 2 weeks. Governors have endorsed a 2-week interstate lockdown to stem the spread of coronavirus. The state's ombudsman said the movement of people across states contributes to the spike in COVID-19 cases. This is in spite of the lockdown of Lagos and Ogun states, as well as the Federal Capital Territory FCT by President Muhammadu Buhari since March 30, and the close of territories by state. After the 6th COVID-19 teleconference meeting yesterday, the governors unanimously agreed to the implementation of an interstate lockdown in the country over the next 2 weeks to mitigate the spread of the virus from state to state. However, they added only essential services will be permitted. According to the communique made available by the Nigerian governors, from NGF spokesman Abdulrazak Bello Barkindo, the governors were briefed by their colleagues Sheyi Makinde Oyo and Bala Mohammed Bauchi on their experience while undergoing treatment for the virus pandemic. Both tested positive and were isolated, treated, and discharged. Governors, okay, into state lockdown for 2 weeks. I think if we can achieve this, we will, to a very large extent, reduce the transmission.
And enforcement is critical here.
It is, because we want to ask, how did that thing get to Kano? How did it get to Sokoto? How did it get to Adamawa? By road now, it didn't fly. Some people got on trucks, because trucks are allowed to move, especially those moving tankers, for example. I remember, I think Dangote trucks got a pass from the federal government, and of course any truck carrying any food or food supplements is allowed to move. People will eat. Okay, so some people took advantage or exploited the movement of trucks and moved the virus from place to place.
And there have also been stories of compromise on the part of the security agents on our roads.
No doubt about that. I mean, security agents collecting money to allow people
to pass through.
This is not right. Our agencies should, now that governors have agreed together that, see, we will block our boundaries, nobody should move except on essential duties. I think this is the way to go.
And I think the heads of the security agencies should actually be on the necks of their officers and men. They should begin to provide answers to this.
No means no. There's no. I mean, no is no. Don't even just try it. And I saw a picture of a beggar area in Lagos yesterday. You need to see it's as if nothing's happening. In fact, it was more busier than the busy day. But when they now saw the cameraman, now the policeman now stood up. You stop. I said, see your life outside. See the way people do things. We need to just enforce this. Enforcement is key, especially here in your state. Some people just want to dare anybody. I've observed that people just want to dare people. By virtue of what we do here, of course, I get to leave home before curfew, and sometimes leave, work after curfew, and you see people and say, what is this one looking for on the road?
Of course, I was on my way home yesterday. During the curfew hour, I got to a checkpoint and I met a young man. I think he was a cab operator, and he was arguing with the policeman at the checkpoint. He said, did you see me carrying passengers? And
is he supposed to be on the road?
That they were telling that you are not even supposed to be on the road in the first place. The next thing they said was, I'm ready to die. I'm ready to.
Okay.
Well,
if they shoot him now, we say police people are bad. That's how it starts.
But the police officers, they appeared somewhat mature.
Thank God these people that are willing to negotiate now. Sometimes this is how it starts. Say, trigger policeman. I'm not here to support the police, no. Before some people will name me and say, that you started again. No, that's not what I'm saying here. But I think sometimes the way we approach these people too, they are human beings. So. You say, policeman, calm down. According to Oluyole Inka, quote, only a madman argues with a man carrying a gun. End of quote. So please, if you whatever, don't try and be proving one right. Number one, when curfew is on, you should not be on the road. And if they stop you and you have to explain anything, explain in a civil manner. Don't come and be proving any rights and be speaking one English. If they kill you, I'm sorry, the person would have died though.
And probably that man yesterday would know, maybe his state of mind, maybe he was frustrated and
the policeman too can be frustrated now. Anybody can be. We just need to engage these people in a civil manner and obey the rules. Can we just obey and not just be daring, security agents? What these ones we are saying that they are collecting money, maybe it's because somebody came to offer them money. Let's just do the right thing.
If no one is willing to offer the money, of course.
That's it. Okay, let's take a couple more stories.
All right, this one says federal government, states, local government share 780 billion naira for March may get a zero allocation in June.
Now, please take that story. It's important.
Now, the Federal Accounts Allocation Committee (FAAC) on Wednesday shared a total of about 780 billion naira for March 2020 Federation revenue to the 3 tiers of government and relevant agencies, according to a statement from the Deputy Director of Press and Public Relations, Ensure Ogubike. The meeting was held through virtual conferencing as members could not meet in Abuja due to the lockdown occasioned by COVID-19 pandemic. Now, the money was sourced from statutory revenue, value-added tax, VAT, and exchange gain. However, the Ekiti State Governor and Chairman of the Nigeria Governors Forum, Dr. Kairifayemi, on Wednesday said states may get zero statutory allocation from FAAC in June, owing to the drastic fall in the price of crude oil. And now, well, it gives to give a further breakdown of what is available and why states may be getting zero allocation for the month of June. And we also have this story again that says COVID-19 spreading like wildfire. That's coming from the PTF, says door-to-door testing now ongoing. Efforts intensify to arrest external infections, it adds. The Presidential Task Force on COVID-19 pandemic on Tuesday said the virus is spreading like a wildfire while giving expansion in testing activities as the reason for observed increase in number of infections in the country. The PTF in its daily briefing in Abuja on Wednesday said the high number of cases was also an evidence of the community spread of the virus. Chairman of the task force and secretary to the government of the Federation, SGF, Mr. Boss Mustafa, who made this disclosure, said the response strategy to the pandemic had been modified to include door-to-door testing. FG states LG's share 780 billion for March may get zero allocation in June, and COVID-19 spreading like wildfire, says PTF.
I mean, these are serious issues. Okay, let me quickly take this story. For those who might want to tweet, Facebook is straightforward. You can just post under the stream. For Twitter, just use hashtag #DConversation. Hashtag #DConversation. You don't need to put $1 dollar. That's hashtag #DConversation. We'll pick up your tweets. Of course, it will be easily seen that way. Nigeria's Bonny Light sells below $10. Bonny Light is the name given to our crude oil. In case you don't know, Nigeria's Bonny Light sells below $10 as demand slumps. Nigeria's premium grade Bonny Light may continue to sell below $10 per barrel due to big discount on prices as oil demand continues to decline following a slump in global demand. Oil recovered from a 21-year low back in 2 days of frenzied selling, but a global supply glut continues to loom over the market. According to Bloomberg, Brent for June settlement fell to as low as $15.98 a barrel, the lowest since June 1999. Now, before closing $1.04 higher at $20.37 per barrel, the dated Brent benchmark, a global reference for almost 2/3 of the world's physical flows, plunged to $13.24 a barrel on Tuesday, the lowest since 1999. According to price reporting service S&P Global Platts, yesterday it was assessed that $14.21 a barrel. Platts said that's how much it's being sold for now. So with the price so low, key European and African crude streams, including Urals and Bonny Light, will now sell under $10 as they trade as at a discount to the market, it added. End of quote. Nigeria's Bonny Light sells below $10 as demand slumps. All this being English I just mentioned. The cocoa no worrying is that when we reviewed our 2020 budget, we dropped the benchmark to what? $30 per barrel, so that we can fund our budget. Now, what we dropped to $30 per barrel is now selling for $10. Do you get the mathematics? We are short by at least $20 to make up, and that is why governors were being told there, okay, share this money now, but by June, there's a huge possibility of zero allocation. If you were a governor, somebody asked that question yesterday and on Twitter, and I think it's a very good question that people need to begin to answer. If you're a governor in Nigeria, you just signed 30,000 minimum wage not too long ago, and you are told that by June you will have zero allocation, what steps will you take?
Would you do at a time like this?
So our callers, please prepare to answer that question too, because I know it's very easy to criticize government. I do it a lot too, so don't. I'm guilty as charged. But if you are in position and you have to make that decision, what will be your decision?
So as we open the phone lines, other headlines may want to react to
Please,
this morning. Northern governors to repatriate Almanjiris to states of origin. And the ASU issue, ASU rejects submission of BVN as condition for payment of withheld salaries. Those are some of the other major headlines you may want to react to this morning.
Phone lines are open. 08055009850. 08055009850. Okay, you are here.
Hello, good morning.
You're on. Morning, sir. Nice to have you, sir. Please go ahead.
On the issue of ASU, to me, I think ASU has lost focus. They are no longer fighting for funding of Nigerian university. That's the truth. They are no longer fighting. That's the difficulty of granted. They are able to study that education system. One of our own sons went to Brazil. He was also go for 9 months of training because the graduates are now average. Because of ASU, in 1999, there's no year to go on strike. There's no year. So I think the government should look for another means of recruiting lecturers, probably or Brazil or other countries. People decided not to work again. They will go for strike for 3-6 months and they come back and correct work not done. Enough is enough. Thank you, sir.
All right, thank you so much, Mr. Falodo from Kumapa Yolodo. Please, let's make it clear. You have just 1 minute, 60 seconds. Anything after that, you will be denying other people. Okay, so let's make it brief and, of course, we'll give space for other people. Someone is here.
Hello, good morning.
Mr. D and Mr. D, how you doing this morning?
Oh, fine.
Fine, thank you.
This is Michael.
All right, Mr. Michael, go ahead.
Yeah, straight to the business. The question is ASU. What are they hiding? You could see when I spoke here today, you could not see their reaction. And I can tell you the answer is not far-fetched. You see, they are hiding or they do not want to accept because of multiple income they get from other sources, which then create unemployment for others. Are you with me?
Well, with you. Go ahead.
Yes. According to you, today is World Book Day.
Yeah.
I tell you, Mr. T and Mr. D, that if your work is in any tertiary institution in Nigeria, the book or rather the note by a lecturer 15 years ago is still being used. Are they reading? The question is no. Mr. Tola, are you with me?
Where with you?
Well, with you, but your time is up already.
If Mr. Tola wrote a book today or write it tomorrow and includes Dayo's name without Dayo even contributing a sentence, Dayo can put that book when it's being assessed for professorship. You could see where we are going to without contributing a sentence. Dayo could put that book down as a book he also wrote, and that is bad. You mentioned that you mentioned about Ghana and quality education. Is that in Nigeria? The answer is no. You mentioned US and how much they spend through education. Do you know if a Nigerian professor, maybe a surgeon or in any field, goes abroad for employment? Do you know he or she is being retrained? Do you observe that?
All right, thank you so much, Mr. Michael. We're going to have to let you.
We have to let you go now, Michael.
Thank you so much. We really appreciate your comment. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Michael.
Thank you so much. Really appreciate. We have to allow other people comment too. All right, that's the it's the new rule, and of course, a lot of people are queuing, to drop their comments. Facebook is loaded here. Let me see if I can quickly leave the phone lines and jump to Facebook. Akim Taufik saying good morning. Ekweto, okay, thank you. Badmos Taiwo Babatunde Fowowe says good morning. Engineer TJ, good morning. Adiola Sunday say good morning, Dayantola. The federal government should pay ASU without any condition attached. Comrade Adiola from Shaki. Okay, all right, thank you so much. We have another caller here.
Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Good morning, sir.
Hello, good morning.
Morning, sir. Your name and location?
Yes, it's David calling from Bukusa.
Okay, go ahead, sir.
have the use of this advantage. Honestly, you are mentioning this way. You know, the former email of Canon, he has been exercising this issue for long. And remember during the Jonathan regime, he established Almanji schools for them in the north. When he discovered that the ignorance of the northerners has cost them a lot of them. Now they want to repatriate them back to the various states. Now this is the beginning of Wahala. But I know COVID-19 will bring changes, and that's what we're experiencing in us now. The issue of this economy and centralization that is called in June. But like speaking, anything that have been following the trend of them since this COVID issue started, should have been expecting something of that nature. But he said whether they were likely to be salary of the vote. I'm very sure we need to understand the situation. This is a period whereby they like to get past salary or work or salary. That will let them. So that is it. But if people don't follow the trend of events, all what they look to do is that by 36th of the month, by 30th of the month, the salary must come. It must follow everything out. Because we are taking this order together now. The whole world, not Nigeria alone. The petrol base should be below $10 per barrel. That's how we bring. They have the custom issue, everything has stopped. Collection of the Nigeria in the state, it has stopped. What are we going to do?
Okay, thank you so much for your comment. We really appreciate you. Adiola Sunday on Facebook also comments and says Nigeria don't learn from past mistakes. We only talk on diversification of economy and restructuring during the election campaign only. Susie Oyekale say, okay, this one is patronizing you. All right, morning and some presenters. You got that? Okay. I'm seriously enjoying your show here. Lots of love for Oluyole 98.5 FM, the best radio station. Well done, sir. Thank you, Susie Oyekale. We'll do for commercial break. We'll come back to take your comments. Please don't go anywhere.
Coronavirus not be your friend, oh.
Coronavirus not be your friend.
I say coronavirus not be my friend.
Coronavirus not be your friend.
I dey wash my hand with soap for 20 seconds.
Me, I dey use my hand sanitizer.
Me, I dey keep my social distance, oh.
Coronavirus on the portal. Mr. Wakadume.
Madam Tokotoku,
Coronavirus on the portal.
My sister, my brother, coronavirus don't dey obodo Nigeria, oh. The virus bad well. You fit get am if you touch person wey don't get am, or waiting person wey don't get am touch. Wash your hand well with soap and water for 20 seconds, or use hand sanitizer. Give space of 1 meter or 3 feet from everybody, and stay inside your house. Oh, if wetin you wan go do outside no important well. If you wan cough or sneeze, do am inside your elbow wey you fold. If you get cough or high fever and you dey find am difficult to breathe, abeg o, make you call 0800 9700 0010 for help. Abeg, make we join hand fight this disease together. So stay for house, not be forever. This message now from Coalition Against COVID-19, COVID.
All right. Thank you for joining us. You're still listening to Conversation with Dayo and Tola. And of course, we're taking comments and phone calls right now. The caller right here.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, sir.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Morning, ma. Your name and location?
Yes, sir. We thank you for the work that you are doing.
You didn't tell us your name.
I'm a Bajidu from Saki.
Okay, please go ahead.
Yes, sir. What I will observe now is that those domestic animals too. I know that that coronavirus is real and it is true, and we thank you for the advice giving us that we should stay at home, and it is a very good advice. But now I could observe that those domestic animals, they are sneezing and coughing. I don't know the effect of it to human beings.
Okay.
Like goat or something like that. They should be sneezing. Even during the night, they continue coughing here and there.
Okay.
Hello?
Yeah.
That's what I want. And what is the effect of it?
All right. Well, thank you so much. There was a time we were told coronavirus does not affect animals, and all that. But then I'm looking for a particular story where they said a particular lion in a zoo. In fact, 2 cats in New York State become first U.S. pets to test positive for coronavirus. This broke 5 hours ago. It's on the Guardian newspaper in the U.S. 2 cats. Because they're talking about domestic animals, right? 2 cats in New York State become first US pets to test positive for coronavirus. So please, I think just to be on the safe side, if you notice that your pets are doing that
unusual behavior,
I think you should quarantine them. There's nothing wrong. Is your animal? Do your very good best and reach out to the NCDC numbers, the airplanes, the task force numbers in your state. Please reach out to them. It has been confirmed that animals can actually, catch this test. It's also on, I can see CNN.com. 53 minutes ago, 8 cats tested positive for coronavirus. Tigers, lions test positive for coronavirus.
That would mean human to animal transmission.
Exactly. So it's not too much if you do the right thing and call, those numbers to at least let them know. While you are doing that, quarantine those animals. They are your animals. Quarantine them.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
My name is Alaja Fatma BSC from Eastern Europe.
Nice to have you, Alaja. Please go ahead.
I want to congratulate everybody. I pray for you, all health and long life and prosperity.
Amen. Okay, thank you, Alaja.
Wishing
Thank
well
you so
too.
much. Of course,
we are also happy about his recovery.
So at least it gets back to governing the state.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, fella.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Dayo.
Nice to have you, sir.
God bless Nigeria.
Amen.
I am Abdulaziz Maiwa from Mumbankolo to Ibadan.
Okay, nice to have you.
Firstly, the World Health Organization changed its narratives that we are used to from social distancing to physical distancing.
Yep.
Please educate us so that we'll stop calling it social distancing, because social distancing connotes a lot of meaning as far as social relationship is concerned. As regards ASU, I will implore the federal government to come to a negotiation table again with us, because the way our academias are structured, it will be very difficult to change the change itself. So to stop the earnings and accruing of money by the academias from different angles will take a lot of time. Maybe there should be a way that the federal government will be given a lot of money to universities, so that if the lecturers are on high PPIS, there will still be money available for universities to pay the lecturers that come to their universities for sabbatical. So that is my suggestion to the federal government. God bless Nigeria. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you so much. I believe one of the things they are fighting for is actually funding too. If you look at that their list, I remember when we did analysis about 2 or 3 years ago on those things they requested. Funding is one of them for their projects, for their thesis and all that. Funding was a major one. So yes, you are on point. Talking about physical and social distancing. Social distancing means a lot. Why should I distance myself socially from you? So it's physical distancing, as in like you give space 1.5 meters between you and whoever you are discussing with. You don't need to run away from social media or social, and all that. Give space so that if the person coughs or anything, liquid or whatever comes out from that person, it does not affect you. That's the essence of physical distancing. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Dayo.
Good morning, Grandma.
Good morning, fella.
Good morning,
I
Grandma.
hope you are all doing fine with your family. We thank God, though.
Yes, ma'am.
It is good if other governors will follow suit, as the other northern governors have planned to move Alumajiris to their various places.
It is good. God bless Nigeria. God bless your state and bless Kwara State.
Amen. Thank you so much, ma. For reference, people might not know. Grandma is calling from Ilorin. So that statement she made, people living in Ilorin, Kwara State will understand better. They also have Almajiris. So I mean, for context's sake, for people to understand where grandma is coming from.
And the concern someone raised when we were talking about this thing yesterday is that if we were to move Almajiris, maybe from the southern states, people who do look like the Almanjiris up north, and if we have to move them out from the southern states, that the issue of these people are Nigerians. Why are you disturbing them? They have the right to decide anywhere they want. That this would probably start coming up. And now that
their governors have decided. So I mean, any governor who does it down south now is just
coming from them.
Exactly. Just following suit. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, Dayo and Sola.
Finally. Good morning, ma.
Good to hear from you.
Well, I don't have much to say.
Please tell them your name and what you stand for, so that when you start talking, they will understand. And you are a member of
ASU, yes. I have to tell the other person what union it belongs to. Just like you asked me and I told you.
Okay, we'll do that when next it comes.
But, well, I don't have much to say. The question is, proud to now, ASU has been paid their salaries. Were they requested to submit their BVN? It's a capital no. So why are they being requested to submit their BVN now? I mean, by now we all should know that when our leaders talk in Nigeria these days, we should take whatever they say with a pinch of salt. And I think ASU is intelligent enough to know that something is off, especially that we already have this case on ground. So why are you bringing that caveat? So if we were not collecting BVN before now, why do you want to collect it? Is it not a way of putting us back into the IPPIS? And people should understand that the IPPIS is not the main reason why ASU is on strike, for crying out loud. It is not the main reason. There have been so many MOU, MOA on grants that are not being fulfilled. But government will go and bring that part that has to do with ASU's salary and be hammering on it so that people will say, it's about their salary, it's about their salary. It is not. And the same reason ASU has been crying. This is what we are seeing live and direct now. We have a set of leaders that do not listen. There have been so many roadmaps made by ASU so that we can have a better education in Nigeria, but nobody listens. And look at where we are now. You said it yourself that education could have been a means of generating money even in Nigeria. There were some times back when I was in school, there were some people, foreigners, that were also in school with us. They were paying differently from us. People from other African countries, they were schooling in UI. But do they come here again? Is it not because of the brain drain? Is it not because of what has happened in our educational system? And this is believe it or not, ASU is fighting that we have a better educational sector in Nigeria. Somebody made a joke. ASU should just go and sit down. Yes. ASU should stop fighting. They should allow the government to privatize all public universities. When you want to send your children to school, send them to those schools where they are paying 400,000, 500,000. And we see how many people are able to go to school, and we see how we turn up in this country. ASU should stop fighting. If you ask me, I think I'm tired. ASU should just let them commercialize education. At the end of the day, ASU will be fine.
Okay.
Whoever is retained in the system will collect their fat salaries and go away.
All right.
Don't fight for anybody.
All right.
Those that can go to school will go to school. And those that can't, they turn out to be Almanjeris and they will be repatriating here and there when COVID-19 comes away. It is well.
All right. Thank you so much. We intentionally gave you that time. You are our guest analyst on ASU Matters. So that at least you said your side, and so that we won't be one-sided. I need to quickly take some comments on Facebook. Elechi Matthew, the governors should not just agree and then sit in their offices. They should constitute a team that should monitor the border closures to be headed by them, and should include representatives from civil society and the media. Otherwise, the decision would only increase the sufferings of the masses. Elechi Matthew from Ilefe. We'll pick one more call.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
This is Prince Ayodele Oyinbayo from Ifeno.
All right, nice to have you, sir.
Please, I really appreciate your critical analysis each day, each time on this platform.
Thank
It's been very very good job. But I want to challenge the national orientation on the national orientation
Agency.
for agency or what they call it. Anyway,
It's an agency.
they have not been doing their work. Now, the government, I mean the sharing thing among the state, federal and local government, they have shared money. And the said government or state government rather local government should expect zero allocation in June. If that should come to light, that is the end of this country. It's a time bubble. So the NOA should start doing the jingles now.
Sensitization. Yeah,
I don't
definitely.
understand that. They should start doing the jingle so that everybody will not be caught
Prepare.
unaware. But with the way things are played now, they are doing things so much like South Africa. Look at the spread, the way it's going in Kano. For the four local government, Kano will so submerge Abuja and Lagos.
Wow.
With the way things are played. And this is the cry of former Emma that was the post.
All right, thank you so much. We will have to allow you go, sir. We are out of
And
time.
let me glad they are safe.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much. We really appreciate it. We're out of time. It's 7:28 a.m. This is how we do it. 6:30 to 7:30 every day, Monday through Saturdays. On Facebook, Adeyemo Adeshina, good morning. You guys are not just reading news. You are educating and entertaining us as well. God bless Iliakede. Amen.
Amen.
Thank you very much. We've taken Mrs. Adeola's comment she has called, so I think I'll just pass. Leke Ajobiewe says, good morning, Dayo Antola. The federal government should pay us without any condition. From Mr. Ajobiewe Leke Omiadio Ibadan. Thank you. We're out of time, but of course, Boluaji is right here. They said tennis classics will no longer hold.
Of course, it's no longer old, and of course, it's a no-brainer if you ask me. It's all about COVID-19. I will keep saying it. I will just pray that all this crisis end as soon as possible.
Wow. Okay. That's it from us. Conversation with Dayo Antola returns tomorrow morning, 6:30 a.m. We leave you in the safe hands of Boluaji. Up next, Sport Tidbits. Don't go anywhere.
Good morning, Ibadan. Good morning, Oyo State. Good morning, Nigeria. Time check at 7:30 a.m. And you know, it's sport time once again on Oluyole 98.5 FM. Yes, it's good to have you join us this lovely Thursday morning. Yes, it's time to bring you up to speed with all the happenings making the rounds and the beautiful world of sport. Bring you the latest, the hottest, and the juiciest news. Not to forget, exclusive interview one you will never get on any Southwest and radio station on the Southwest. Yes, no wonder we are the most listened to. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Boluaji Ogunmola, and don't forget on the show this morning we'll continue our Joseph Yobo series. Yes, and today Yobo will be talking to us. He'll be talking to us about what happened in 2014 when he actually became the first Nigerian to score 100 goals. Don't forget you can listen to us online. Just visit www.bcos.tv, and you can also download a mobile application on Google Play Store. Yes, just search PCOS TV. Yes, you can also check us online on Facebook and of course on Twitter to watch what's going on in the studio. Alright, before we take the Joseph Yobo series, I just want to pick one or two calls for you to tell me if you want us to continue the Joseph Yobo series next week, or we just end it tomorrow. Do you want us to extend it to next week, or we just keep it, we just end the series tomorrow? The numbers to call is is 080-5500-9850. All right, so let's just this ground running this lovely morning. Nigerian Professional Football League giants, Caterpillars have cried out to the NFF over payment of their 25 million naira prize money for emerging champions of the 2019 edition of the ATO Federation Cup. Caterpillars on the 28th of July last year defeated Niger Tornadoes 4-3 on penalties at the Ahmadu Bello Stadium to win the prestigious trophy for the second time in 66 years. However, 8 months after the historic victory, the NFF has yet to pay the prize money of 25 million naira to Caterpillars and 10 million naira to Niger Tornadoes, following the recent claims by corporate sponsors ATO Group that they have fulfilled their financial obligation to the NFF. Caterpillars are once again knocking on the door of the NFF to pay their entitlement at this trying period. Idris Marikawa, the media officer of the team, said that the club is currently cash strapped due to the COVID-19 crisis, and they wouldn't mind to have their 25 million naira paid so that they will be able to settle all of their indebtedness. Yes, I've got my first caller here this morning. Hello.
Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Hello. Oh, can you hear us? Oh, okay, we lost that. All right, moving on this lovely morning. Don't forget, we'll be waiting for your call. Should we end this Joseph Yobo series tomorrow or just extend it till next week? Hello, good morning.
Yes, good morning. Good morning. My name is Ilya from Iran.
Oh, Ilya from where?
From Academy.
All right, let's have your thoughts. What do you think? The Joseph Yobo series?
I prefer to continue to the Yobo series to finish maybe next week or another time that's completed.
We should continue. All right, thank you very much. One more caller to see if we'll just continue the series or we are ended tomorrow. All right, let's move on this morning. John Obi Mikel enjoyed a splendid surprise on his 33rd birthday. Another caller here. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Yes, David calling from Ogomasor.
All right, let's have your thoughts. Talk to us.
We started the series yesterday. We really enjoyed it.
We want Monday.
You to yes, we enjoyed it yesterday. We wanted to conclude it as we have promised to complete with it this morning. We are waiting for it.
All right. Should we end the series tomorrow or would you extend till next week?
Well, you can extend it to next week.
All right. Thank you very much.
Because there is nothing that we are hearing from sport anymore.
Yeah, okay. All right, so you can always count on Oluyole FM Sported Beat to go to the Gladiators. Sit down with them and bring you exclusive interviews. All right, moving on. Well, I think now unanimously agreed that we'll extend the Joseph Yobo series. All right, John Obi Mikel enjoyed a splendid surprise on his 33rd birthday as his Russian partner, Olga Dyachenko, ensured that the coronavirus lockdown did not dampen the shine of Mikel's special day, even as they observed the stay-at-home order in their London home. Miss Dyachenko somehow managed to organize a surprise birthday party for the father of her twin daughters, much to Mikel's surprise. The former Chelsea midfielder took to Instagram yesterday to express his appreciation to well-wishers and his partner. Mikel is currently a free agent after leaving Turkish side Trabzonspor and has been linked with moves to the MLS and several Brazilian clubs, including Botafogo, in recent days. Yes, yesterday was his 33rd birthday, and of course it was nice making sure that our legend enjoys his birthday. All right, let's head straight to the 4th edition of Joseph Yobo series. Today on the Joseph Yobo series, the former Super Eagles defender will be telling us how it feels like to be the first Nigerian to play 100 games. Don't forget, in 2014, the 30th of June to be precise, he made his 100th appearance for the Super Eagles against France. Although it was a home goal defeat in that round of 16 class, Yobo has said that he was obviously one of his best game ever in the colors of the Super Eagles. Yobo is on the show this morning.
An own goal is an own goal. You learn from it, but an own goal. I felt good because that's probably one of my best games. I looked at the first half like I was magnificent. The things I did The things after watching the game, the things I did in that game, I was very happy. Because sometimes you play well, it doesn't matter, an own goal is an own goal. You learn from it, but an own goal, there's nothing you can really do about it. The most important thing is, did you play well? Did you show up?
Yeah.
And I did. I carried my team. I showed up until that happened. And also, it's an experience that could have been avoided. That situation could have been avoided if there was better communication.
Yeah.
It could have been avoided, but it's also experience. You learn from it. Overall, I was happy with my performance. I was happy that the sacrifices that I made to go to the World Cup was achieved. And I also got my 100 caps. I wasn't chasing it. It came naturally to me. And to be the first Nigerian player to play 100 games when other countries have gotten a player, for me is something that I cherish so much, and it was wonderful. And the players honored me because all of them stood up and gave me a round of applause for a minute, and I was very emotional. Later, after bowing out the game, I now realize how privileged I've been as a footballer. Absolutely. Because sometimes in life, you're just enjoying, especially with myself, people like me, we just go with the flow. I'm never really that type that look deep into the future. I'm always an optimist. I believe that, okay, there's always something that is going to happen, but I don't do the maths. Some people can do the maths today and tell you in 2020, by 2022, I want to play for Real Madrid. No. It's good to have that, but I don't look into it. When I was playing, I was just a young guy enjoying football. But it got to me when I broke Kano's record at 87. Everybody started talking about it. Could Joseph Yobo be the first Nigerian player to play 100 games? Before I broke Kano's record, I never thought of it at all. But it couldn't have been more special for me than achieving that at the world stage.
That was Joseph Yobo talking about his 100th cap for the Super Eagles of Nigeria. Tomorrow on the Joseph Yobo series, he'll be talking to us about the team that he loves playing against in the Premier League and the toughest striker he has ever played against. Don't miss tomorrow's edition of the Joseph Yobo series. Moving on this morning, the Nigerian Football Federation and Super Eagles coach Gadetro and some national team players have jointly sent a message to Nigerians urging them to obey the directives of the World Health Organization, the Nigerian Center for Disease Control, and the federal government on the coronavirus. In a video posted on the NFF Twitter handle, Nigerians were told that in order to defeat the coronavirus, all hands must be on deck. The likes of Joseph Yobo, Captain Ahmed, the likes of Captain Ahmed Musa, Everton star Alex Iwobi, defender Shehu Abdullahi, former Super Falcons captain Desire Oparanoze, defender Kenneth Omero, Fortuna Düsseldorf goalkeeper Maduka Okoye, coach Gunnar Raw, and the NFF president Amaju Melvin Pinnick, all featured in the video. Let's enjoy it and we'll be back.
Please be safe. I hope everyone stays safe and stay healthy, but please stay at home.
Don't forget also to pray for our country and the world.
The more adherent we are, the sooner this goes away and life can come back to normal.
Please wash your hands, please sanitize your hands, and please stay inside during this lockdown. It's for our own good.
Do not forget your physical exercises. After the COVID-19, we want you to stay healthy. The federal government of Nigeria loves you, FIFA loves you, and the Nigeria Football Federation loves you.
To win a fight against the coronavirus, we have to follow the rules of the NCDC, the Nigerian government, and the Nigerian Football Federation very strictly.
It's a difficult battle because we don't see this enemy, but we can win it together if we have this good solidarity. We have it in our football family, and we must have it all together in.
They listen to our gladiators advising us to obey directives by the government on the curb to curb the spread of COVID-19. All right, moving to basketball this lovely morning. The Nigerian Basketball Federation has confirmed reports that Brooklyn Nets guard Spencer Dinwiddie is interested in playing for Nigeria at the Olympics. Dinwiddie, who confirmed his intention to acquire a Nigerian passport to be eligible to play for the Tigers at the 2020 Olympics next year, will now join the Nigerian roster under Mike Brown. That also includes Farouk Amino, Josh Okege, and Ekpe Udo. The Federation on its Twitter handle looked to have confirmed that the Nigerian American could feature for the country at the next Olympics, according to a tweet. There are many top players out there who are eligible to play for us, while some may also be thinking of naturalization. The 27-year-old has been averaging 20.6 points, 6.8 assists, and 2.40 pounds this very season. Dinwiddie started 49 of 64 games for Brooklyn Nets this particular season. Moving on to tennis this morning, Roger Federer says that now is the time for the men's and women's governing bodies to merge while tennis is in limbo because of the COVID-19 crisis. The 20-time Grand Slam winner floated the idea in a series of Twitter posts. He said a merger of the WTA and the ATP probably should have happened last year. WTA President Mickey Lawler said it should be seriously discussed. It's understood that the preliminary discussions have already taken place between the two tours about greater collaboration. And Anthony Joshua yesterday has posted that he will comfortably defeat Tyson Fury when the both clash. He says that he will walk through the British heavyweight rival Tyson Fury, but he says don't forget both of them must actually scale through their first hurdle. That's Kubra Pulev and Deontay Wilder. And Joshua is saying that if Fury is ready, he is also ready, and is very sure that he will prove doubters wrong. Back to football this morning, where the father of Thomas Partey, Jacob Partey, has claimed that Arsenal have open talks with Atletico Madrid over his son to move to the Emirates Stadium. Partey has been heavily linked with a summer move to Arsenal and has a £43 million release clause in his current deal, allowing the Gunners to probably snap him up for a relatively cheap fee. According to Partey's father, who spoke to a radio station yesterday, he says that he called his son to confirm the rumor, and his son told him that talks are ongoing between Atletico Madrid and of course Arsenal, and of course it's just a matter of time for the deal to be concluded. Well, aside the coronavirus story making the rounds in England, let me inform you that one of the stories that are actually making the rounds is the takeover bid of Newcastle United by a Saudi Arabia consortium, where the Premier League and its clubs have been called upon by its overseas TV partner, that's Beansport, to block the Saudi-backed takeover of Newcastle United. Newcastle are on the verge of being sold to a sovereign wealth fund involving the Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman in a £300 million plus a deal. The Magpies could be in the hands of the consortium involving financier Amanda Staveley in the next 3 weeks if the Premier League give the approval. But the Qatar-based broadcasters Beansport, who have the sole right to broadcast the Premier League to the Middle East, has said that Saudi Arabia should be held to account for its involvement in a pirated TV network which illegally broadcasts Premier League matches. Yes, let me inform that a certain TV network in Saudi Arabia that's a ButeQ have been streaming the Premier League illegally since 2017, and Beansport have tried everything possible to stop them. But now that a consortium from Saudi are trying to take over Newcastle, they are calling on the Premier League to take actions and investigate it properly. Alright, moving on this morning, the World Health Organization have reportedly called for all football to be suspended until the end of next season 2021 following the outbreak of COVID-19. The WHO, the World Health Organization, are prepared to go extreme lengths to ensure that there is no second wave of the crisis. According to an Italian newspaper, the WHO put forward the idea during a conference call with UEFA. It is understood that the organization will prefer all matches to be put on hold for the next 18 months. We'll see how clubs will cope with that particular one. Alright, moving on this morning, let's head straight to Italy, where Romelu Lukaku has apologized to Inter Milan for comments he made in an interview where he claimed that 23 out of 25 of their players had suffered coronavirus symptoms in January. No member of the Inter Milan squad have confirmed the positive But in an Instagram live that Lukaku did recently, the player claimed that players of Inter Milan returned from their time off in December with what appeared to be symptoms. Well, Lukaku has apologized for the comments and has been disciplined by the Serie A club. The Belgian international was quoted as saying that we have a week off in December. We return to work, and I swear that 23 out of 25 players were ill. I am not kidding. Players need to know what they'll be talking about this time around. They need to be very careful and not say the wrong thing. If not, they will continue to get punished. Michael O'Neill has left his role as Northern Ireland manager after 8 years in order to solely focus on his position in charge of Stoke City. O'Neill was named Stoke boss in early November, but remained in charge of Northern Ireland in order to see out the Euro 2020, which has now been pushed back to 2021. But Northern Ireland's Euro 2020 playoff against Bosnia and Herzegovina now likely to be played in October due to the impact of COVID-19. O'Neill has mutually agreed to step down. Let's end the show this morning by bringing you this news concerning our players have been reacting positively to curbing the spread of COVID-19. David Beckham has called on fans to come and play him so that they can raise funds to fight COVID-19. Also, Paris Saint-Germain's Neymar and Liverpool's Alisson are among the number of players and coaches who have donated to Brazilian families who are facing economic hardship due to COVID-19 pandemic. Also, Watford have reached an agreement with their players over a squad wage differential due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Also, Gary Bill and his wife Emma have donated £500,000 to Cardiff Hospital to fight COVID-19 as well. Well, that will be all on Sport the Petite Beat this lovely morning. Big thanks to everyone who's been part of today's production. Bigger thanks to you for listening. Yes, the show returns tomorrow. The Joseph Yobo series also returns tomorrow. Another interesting edition. Until then, do have a lovely day and stay safe.
Oluyole FM 98.